Today, in this video, I'm going to reveal the truth behind software engineering salaries and why some people are paid very well and some not so much. The question then is, will you make six figures when you make it in tech, or will you be stuck under six figures for the rest of your career? Let's get into this right now. Now, in this video, what I want to talk about is the truth behind software engineering salaries and a really important question, which is, will everyone make over six figures in tech? But I think the more important question is how to make sure that this isn't you. And if you're working in tech right now and you don't make more than six figures, I think the important goal then is, how do you surpass that? How do you finally make more than 100K? I didn't even see myself passing that 100K mark until year 5. And to be frank, and I've said this in many videos before, I thought for the rest of my career, I'll only be making maybe 90, 95K a year, but I was absolutely wrong about that. And I want to talk about that in just a second. Now, first of all, I want to thank Showwcase for sponsoring this video today. If you are a developer trying to get in tech today, or maybe you are a developer that works in tech and trying to get a better, higher paying job, you need a combination of products to showcase who you are. For example, you need to have a good LinkedIn profile, right? You need to have a portfolio, a resume. You need GitHub to upload your code to show to the world. If you're trying to be a developer advocate, or if you are a developer advocate, you need to upload your blog posts to Hashnode, Dev2, you name it, to get your name out there to help you get a new job. What Showwcase does is that it gives you all of the out-of-the-box products that you need to showcase your skills all in one website, one application, which is Showwcase. The goal of Showwcase is to give representation to the developer community. They want to combine everything into one network with all like-minded community members, and they want to give you access to work opportunities tailored for developers. In today's world, developers don't really fit the standard 9-to-5 job. The goal of Showwcase is to put everything you need on the internet into one website that you can easily access and change your life like that. I'll put a link in the description below. Check it out. Let me know what you think. I'll be there too. See y'all there. Okay, now let's get back into the video, software engineering salaries. I think one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people, I mean, people I know in general, to be honest, from my previous jobs, are still stuck under making 100K a year. And I'm not talking bad about them, right? But with the way the world's going right now and inflation, I think everyone wants to make more money, right? So when I look back at my previous job, to be honest, everyone that I worked with, most of them, they're still working the same company. And I know those companies, they don't necessarily give you a raise. And if they do, it's like $5,000 or $10,000 raise. A lot of them are still making under six figures. And again, please note, I'm not acting like I'm better than them. It's just from what I've personally seen, they're still making under six figures because honestly, number one, they're very comfortable at their job. I mean, I was comfortable at my job. When I was working as an entrepreneur making $70,000 a year, it was such an easy job to the point that I was just getting bored. Like, I'll start my day at 9 or 10 a.m., just type away, knowing what I gotta do. It wasn't really that difficult, but I would have stayed there if I was never laid off. And thank God I was laid off. If I was never laid off, I'd still be there making maybe 80, 85K a year right now. I think another reason that people tend to not even surpass that 100K mark, I think number two is that they're scared. And why do I say this? Because I was scared. There was a startup, a dental company startup, that reached out to me in Boston. They gave me a job offer. I interviewed at another company that was a contractor for Facebook in Menlo Park that would require me to go to the Facebook office once a week, actually. And even I rejected that job offer, even though it was gonna pay me more money. But why did I reject that job offer? Because I was terrified of joining a new company and failing. So I decided to just keep safe and stay where I currently was at the time. Thank God I was laid off because I moved to multiple different jobs. I'll tell you this, there's some jobs that didn't work out, but most of them did. So I think, again, number one, people are just very comfortable. Number two, they're scared. Number three, you probably just think that you're not good enough to move to the next level, that you will not succeed if you move to the next level. You don't want to get rejected by the next interview. You don't want to study lead code, which is actually what you need to do to get jobs in tech. Unfortunately, even though I hate it that much, but these are things that you just have to surpass to be able to increase your income in tech. Now, if you aren't willing to do these things and go above and beyond, why would someone want to pay you more? If you're just staying with jQuery and PHP and now moving on to maybe the MERN stack, Next.js, learning GraphQL, how to use Apollo, if you're not learning the latest and greatest technology that's in demand now, why would someone pay you more to pull you away from the company that's paying you less than they are? We really need to think about that. All right, so now the next thing I want to talk about is, why do some people make over 100K a year in their first job, while self-taught developers tend to make less than 100K a year in their first job. This is very simple. Number one, the people who make over 100K a year in their first job, they probably went to college, got their 4-year degree. They most likely entered multiple companies. And because of that, when they get their first job offer, because they went to college, because they got into debt, their first job will probably pay them around $110,000, $120,000 to $140,000 a year. Now, yes, that's a lot. And someone might be wondering, Kristen, why did I only receive 50K a year in my first job? Well, Chris, why did I only receive a 90K job offer in my first job? Which is actually pretty amazing if that's you, and there are some people that did that. But we need to be able to look at it at a different perspective. These people who make 135K a year right off the bat may sound like a lot, and it is a lot, it's not bad. But they went to 4 years of school, right? 4 years of college. While you studied code for what, 6 months? Maybe let's say 1 year. After studying code for 12 months, you got a job offer, let's just say paying you 70K a year. Well, guess what? That person had to go through 4 years of college, maybe 5, to make 135K a year. You're making more than half of what they're earning at 70K a year after just learning code for 12 months. While that person probably didn't even make near that amount while in college for 4 years. You're making 70K a year your first job. You move to your second job after 2 years. So you're in 3rd year in tech. Your second job, you're most likely gonna make maybe 95K a year, if not 100K. Let's just say 95K. Now your 4th year in tech, you spend your 4th year there in tech, you move on to your 5th year. Now, comparing that to someone who was in college for 4 years, on the 5th year after college, trying to get the job, they're making 135K a year. While in your 5th year, you get your next job offer, your 3rd or 4th job, and you're receiving 120 to 150K a year minimum as probably a senior developer, whatever niche that you're working in. So yeah, you didn't have to go to college for 4 years. Yeah, you were paid less at your first job compared to a college graduate's job. But guess what? I'll tell you this as well. How many college graduates went to college, got the computer science degree or whatever, you name it, and can't even get a job after college because they were only depending on school to teach them everything, while self-taught developers were teaching themselves everything. Now, I'm not saying that college graduates are better than self-taught devs. I'm not saying self-taught devs are better than college graduates. I'm just saying, look at the situation, understand everything in context, and understand, hey, everyone has different ways to get in tech. Last but not least, when it comes to the reality behind software engineering salaries, I want people to understand that not everyone gets paid the same level, but I think it's also very important to be able to negotiate your way to get paid as much as you can. Why is it so important? This, when it comes to negotiating, is what I want to talk about in the next video. I can't talk about it right now because this video will be way too long. So if you want to see that next video, make sure you subscribe. And if you can, please like this video. And I'll see you on the next one. And I'll be talking about that video soon.